2015 saw more cost-cutting, mine closures, and more asset sales by mining companies. What will the landscape look like in 2016, and who deserves the title of Mining CEO of the Year? We're talking about all this in our Outlook edition of the Kitco Gold Report. Our guest is the geologist and popular newsletter editor, Brent Cook. Brent, thanks so much for being with us.
It's a pleasure, Danielle. We should do this more often.
Well, absolutely. Let's start by talking about metal prices. They continue to struggle here. Many are concerned as to what will happen to mining companies next year. The big question and the big level everyone is eyeing for gold is that $1,000 price tag. What would happen, Brent, to mining companies if prices were to dip below that level?
Well, I don't think it's going to. If it does, it won't be for long. But if and when it does, it's going to be a disaster for many of the larger mining companies with high debt burdens. Companies like Barrick, Anglo, IM Gold, Kinross, Perseus, those sorts of companies are in trouble. So if that's a person's feeling, it's best to stick with the less levered companies with the highest quality assets.
And Brett, do you expect to see more mergers and acquisitions in 2016? We saw many take place in 2015. Is this a trend that will continue?
I think to some degree. I think a lot of what we're seeing or will see next year is mergers out of either opportunistic mergers and acquisitions or just out of desperation. The interesting point of that is we're producing from mine production, about 90 million ounces a year. And mergers and acquisitions don't really add any new ounces to the reserve budget. So it's a short-term fix for some of the larger companies, but it's not going to solve the real problem we're going to face 5-10 years down the road, in that we are not finding enough new deposits to replace that 90 million ounces being produced a year. That is what gets interesting to me and where I'm going to focus my attention on.
Brett, let me ask you, looking back on the year, who would you say was the mining CEO of the year, the one that has taken the best action for the company in these dire times? Who would it be?
That's a great and tough question. Most of what I follow are the smaller companies, but on the larger side, I think I've got to go with Sean Rosen at Cisco Royalties. He has been very aggressive acquiring projects with his team all across Canada, particularly in the northeastern Canada. And he's setting himself up, or Cisco Royalties and related company Oban, to be the first company out of the gate when gold prices rises. I think he's doing a pretty smart job there.
And who's on your watch list for 2016? Which mining companies are you eyeing that might really have a great year?
My view is that we're going to have a better exploration scene next year. And so what I'm doing is buying microcap junior explorers with the capital and partners to actually make a discovery that turns them from a $5 million company into a 50 or 20 or more $1 million market company. I'm looking at companies like Reservoir Minerals, Mirasol Resources, Evrim Resources, Riverside, Millrock, just those tiny market cap companies that we get a lot of leverage to if they're successful. And I know they're not going to go broke this year or the next.
Good insights from you, Brett. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
And thanks for watching the special edition of our Kitco Outlook. We'll see you throughout the week with more. Thanks for watching.